Yo, what's up world? It's your boy Philochko here, and this video is not an official English learning video. Like I said yesterday, I'm gonna start to make new channels, new playlists on this channel. Now I'll talk about different things to you guys, and for all of you trying to learn English, I will make these videos in order for you to be able to leave comments and stuff, like give your opinion, and then I can reply to your comments on YouTube, because I know I never really replied to comments on YouTube because I have so many videos. But for these videos when I want to hear your opinion, I will definitely respond to you. So if you're writing, your comment is popular, I will reply to your comment and so on. So it's kind of like we can debate each other, or we can just share opinions and stuff like that, okay? Now, I'm just going to speak about things that people usually bring up, American issues that a lot of people don't really understand, especially Black American issues, and they really don't understand them that much because they only really know about it from the media. You know, only the media, like only. They have no real inside sources. And usually, the media that they're learning this stuff from has no idea what's going on. This media never cared about the culture until these things started happening. So for example, the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. There have been numerous times when I was out here in Russia, and somebody like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from New York. They're like, yeah, East Coast, fuck the West Coast, East Coast. And I'm like, wow, they're still on that? Well, let me explain a little bit about the whole East Coast, West Coast situation. Now, the first thing I need you to understand is that there was never really any East Coast versus West Coast problems. That wasn't real. It was fabricated and made up by the media. It wasn't real. It was just the media, like the news and magazines, just trying to make some money off of some problems that certain groups were having. Now, first of all, Biggie Smalls, which is the big guy, he was once Tupac's friend. He was one basically representing New York. Then you had Tupac, who was also from New York, but later on in his life he went to California and he was kind of representing California. Now, how problems initially started between Biggie Smalls and Tupac was Tupac getting shot in New York City 5 times. No, was it 5 times? It was a lot of times. I'm not sure how many times they got shot, but like Tupac, 50 Cent, they always got shot. He got shot on his way to visit Biggie Smalls, and he thought because the timing was so perfect, like just as he was going to see Biggie Smalls, people came and shot him. You understand? They shot him, they tried to take his stuff or whatever, and he was in the hospital. So he thought that Biggie Smalls had something to do with it. And from there, he got closer to his West Coast people, and then they started going at each other, blah, 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 blah. Now, what most of you don't know, like, for example, there's a very, very famous song called Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. I don't know how many of you know the song, but it's like, first off, fuck your bitch in the clip, you claim West Side, blah, blah, blah. Everybody who's in that music video is from the East Coast. Every single person who raps in that music video is from the East Coast. No one's going to tell you that. They want you to think that all those guys are from the West Coast and they hate the East Coast. Those guys are from New Jersey and Tupac is from New York. There's no real East Coast versus West Coast. Before Tupac died, what he was trying to do was open a record label on the East Coast to help New York make some money. So it's not like that. When Tupac screams West Side or something like that, yeah, he's representing him and his crew, but it's not really fuck New York. It's fuck the people in New York that I don't like. Everyone else is cool. So it was never really like that. But there are still some tensions. There's some little tension between the East Coast and West Coast thing. For example, if you go to a party in New York, a hip hop party, and if the DJ were to play something like California Love, California Love, if he plays that kind of song, out of respect, right after that song, he has to play a Biggie Smalls song. He has to. He just has to. That's what 90% of the good DJs do. If you play any West Coast song, not just any West Coast song, but any song representing the West Coast, you have to follow it with either Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls Brooklyn, or you gotta follow it with Mobb Deep or something like that. You have to follow it with someone who is representing the East Coast, okay? That's just a rule, just in case you try to be a DJ in New York for a black club. That would probably make some people a little like, what is he doing? Especially the older people. Like, how old am I? I'm 27. I forgot my age. I'm 27. My birthday's in 2 weeks. Bože moj. I'm 27, but I'll be 28. My age, I would say, and a little older, some of us may take slight offense when we're at a party and you're only playing California Pride music and you're not playing any New York or Biggie music right after. That's just kind of weird, you know what I mean? That's like a slap in the face, you know, we don't appreciate that. That's why a lot of times when you hear rappers name their favorite rapper, usually, or favorite rappers, usually when they say Tupac, they say Biggie right after. And usually when they say Biggie, they also say Tupac right after. It's out of respect. So I don't know how many of you actually care about learning this stuff, but because I've heard about it once in a while and I want to make this channel more active, I figured I'd speak about it. So if you have any questions, just let me know right here. I promise to be responding to you guys. We're going to start talking a lot to each other on YouTube. I really want this channel to be my #1 like it used to be because I miss you guys. And just in case you want to know, I'm from Brooklyn. Biggie Smalls was my favorite rapper, honestly. He was my favorite rapper. There's only 2 people in my life that I remember me crying when they died. Him, I was like, wow, 11 or something? I was very young. It was him and this other guy's not a rapper. His name's Christopher Hitchens. I don't know how many of you know him, but he died maybe 3 years ago, or maybe 3 or 2 years ago, and I cried when he died. So it was the only 2 times. So Biggie Smalls was a very important person to me. He gave me self-esteem because he was fat. He was fat and like ugly, but people still loved him, and I always felt I was short and ugly. Like I felt no one's gonna like me, I'm short and ugly, I'm not interesting. And then this big, fat, dark, ugly ass dude becomes popular and everyone likes him. It gave me self-esteem. And not only that, he was from where I was from. He was from New York. He was from Brooklyn. Wherever he went, he'd be like, Brooklyn, stand up. That's like representing from Brooklyn. Wherever he was in the world, he would do that. And so that just gave me self-esteem. So, and that's another thing. That's another thing I'm gonna get to in another video about how where you're from, how seeing people where you're from can give you pride. So like Jay-Z, he's from Brooklyn. Biggie, he's from Brooklyn. 50 Cent, he's from New York. Tupac, he's from New York. There's so many of these people that are so influential in hip-hop society that are from where I'm from. It gives me a little pride, and it like gives me hope, and it gives me self-esteem. Like I can do these things that they do. But I don't want to be a rapper. I just want to make YouTube videos. I don't want no YouTube problems. Don't start no East Coast, West Coast YouTube. I don't want some California folks go make a video like, you fucking bitch. Nope, not going for it. I'm not doing it. This is just me expressing myself, alright people? So get back to me. I'm gonna make this channel more active, and I'm out. Later.